Hello and welcome to Paydirt TV. I'm Dominic Piper. Today I'm joined by Scott Williamson, Managing Director of Blackstone Minerals. Scott, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dom.
Scott, Blackstone you've been pushing this vertically integrated strategy in the nickel space for a few years now. And it seems like the rest of the market is waking up. We've seen a lot of announcements recently of other companies trying to pursue a similar strategy. Is the market and the investment community getting what Blackstone are trying to achieve?
Yeah, I think we're still getting to that point where they understand it, but they understand the theme, they understand why we're doing it, but I'm not sure if the investors understand the real intricacies of it. But it's great to see others are doing it, and it's really we're ahead of that sort of movement. We've done this for 2 or 3 years now, so we're in that bankable or definitive feasibility study phase, well and truly down the path, and a lot of our peers are just starting, so we're effectively 2 or 3 years ahead of the pack.
And I imagine it's very important in the regards that if you look at a downstream strategy, not only do you need the technical side of things, but you need the marketing side of things as well. Is that what you spent a lot of your time these 2 years doing?
Yeah, so I've done 9 trips to South Korea now. I did one recently in December, and so the strategy is really built on the customer, and so it's a customer-led strategy. And yeah, so I've been doing that work, and yeah, it's been great. It's a slow process, but yeah, we're getting somewhere, and we're hoping to be able to bring a lot of that to the market soon.
Let's talk about the heart of any integrated strategy is you've got to have a mine, you've got to have a resource to take out of the ground in the first place. And your Ta Khoa project in Vietnam is the real heart, is where you started this vision. How's that progress on that project going?
Yeah, so the Ban Phuc ore body is a big, large-scale open pit, and that looks like a good source of supply for our downstream business, and that really gave us the confidence to go down the downstream path. If you don't have a big, large-scale life of mine, long tenure opportunity, you can't sort of look at these downstream opportunities, and that's why we focused on that Ban Phuc ore body, and it's come in exactly how we thought. So it's a large open pit, very similar to Mount Keith in grade and size, and so that's the core, and we've got some small little high-grade undergrounds which sweeten the grade up, but it's really about Ban Phuc. But then also Chim Van, which is our next big target, which is looking like it's 15 times the size of Ban Phuc from a mag feature. So we'll see what Chim Van can come up with.
So looking at the mining side again, what can we expect? When will you put the project together? How far advanced are you on it now?
Yeah, so definitive feasibility study phase starting on at the mine level, well into that for the downstream. The mining will catch up with the downstream, and they'll sort of converge around 2025. So yeah, the upstream is a little bit behind at the moment because of continuing to drill out these ore bodies, but that will catch up because the downstream requires a fair bit more study and pilot plant work. The upstream will catch it.
So what can we expect to see this year from the upstream then? Will we see the end of that feasibility study and release of that?
Yeah, so pre-feasibility study very soon, and then straight into the definitive feasibility study, which will it's a bit of work, but it's the next sort of 12 months of work there.
And wider than that, you mentioned, Ban Phuc obviously is the cornerstone of your supply. But what about, you have talked in the past about sourcing other feedstock. How is that process going?
Yeah, so we've made a few investments. Nico, Flying Nickel. We continue to look around at other feedstock opportunities, and we can do that through partnerships or M&A. Or through our relationship with Trafigura. So yeah, the relationship with Trafigura is very strong. They've given us access to concentrate for our pilot plan, and so that's ongoing as well.
You mentioned Trafigura, and of course you mentioned the South Korean investment as well, and partnership as well. How important is having big international partners if you're pursuing a downstream strategy?
Yeah, you can't go forward on this type of strategy without that, and what they are looking, we're looking for them to bring is not just the funding, but also the technology and the ability to go into those downstream products. So we're looking at partners that want to share the intellectual property associated with building cathodes, and we're looking to build cathodes in Vietnam. So it's taking a bit of time to define exactly who those partners are, but they'll bring not just funding but also the technology.
And how is relations in Vietnam? We don't exactly hear a lot about Vietnam as a mining jurisdiction. How are you getting on with the government?
Yeah, it's been great. There's an established mining industry since in 1950s or 60s, so there's a number of mines already operating and a lot of them we've had operated by Australians in the past, so they understand that Australians are good operators, and they've really rolled out the red carpet because they know that we're going to do it properly.
The nickel sector's flying at the minute thanks to a high nickel price. Are you seeing investors flooding into the company at the moment?
Yeah, well, it's a great time to be in nickel, and we're just lucky that we were able to grab the asset at the bottom of the cycle, and yeah, it's been a great ride.
It's certainly a big ride for a lot of companies at the moment. We've seen a lot of M&A activity, whether it's BHP and Wyloo in North America or IGO in Western areas here. Where does Blackstone fit in? Have you fielded any corporate inquiries so far?
No, I'm not sure. No, we haven't, and we're probably more of a minnow than a shark, but we'll see how that plays out. The best way to sort of counter any of that is to just get on with it and do our own thing.
Well, Scott, you're certainly getting on with things. Every time we speak, you seem to have made another couple of big steps forward in the project. Best of luck, and hopefully we can get up there and have a look at the project for ourselves sometime soon.
I look forward to showing you around. It's a great site.